When it comes to exercises that have phenomenal value but get regularly overlooked, the push-up probably tops this list. For many, getting to a point where you can perform extremely high reps of this exercise happens relatively early on, meaning that the appreciation of the push-up can become diminished. But to do that would be to underestimate the somewhat ridiculous gains that can be yielded by this exercise. That being said, past a certain number of reps we do get diminishing strength and hypertrophy gains, and there is little point of performing hundreds of push-ups with next to zero intensity. So today we're going to deep dive into how we can make our push-ups harder and significantly more productive. Let's get into it. How you doing, Cali Crowd? Welcome back to the channel that makes calisthenics simple. Jumping straight into it, we're going to tackle this from easiest to hardest ways we can progress if you find push-ups too easy. And the first is slowing them down. Slowing down reps, particularly in the eccentric phase, can make a significant difference to the difficulty of an exercise. If your push-ups look like this, we have to really ask ourselves how much intentionality is being directed into the tension we're putting our muscles under. Slowing down our reps means that we can place focus on where we want the push-up to be felt, namely in the chest and triceps, but we can take slowing reps down even further by introducing pause reps. By pausing mid-rep, we interrupt the stretch shortening cycle, meaning we don't utilize the boost our muscles get when they recoil after being lengthened. This is an oversimplified explanation, but the point still stands. Pausing means we need to recruit more motor units to complete the repetition, which has a subsequent knock onto the improved muscle and strength gains, but also means that we're spending more time in the more challenging part of the push-up. We can also increase the range of motion of our push-ups. Strength is gained through the range trained, so it follows that if we increase range of motion, we should also be increasing the scope at which we can display this strength, all things kept equal. In a typical push-up, range is limited by the floor, but we can add range by elevating our hands and feet, thereby allowing for a deeper loaded stretch on the chest and triceps and our delts. Looks easy, feels tough, and actually segues very smoothly onto the next progression we're going to be discussing, which is the use of gymnastics rings. Gymnastics rings will humble even the best of athletes. Here, we still reap the benefits of allowing the chest to sink lower than the hands, but far more tension is needed to remain stable. And actually, you may find yourself needing to focus on more areas other than the pushing muscles to maintain good form, such as the scapular and hip position. Unilateral variants add an element of diversity to our push-ups too, but also comes with a fair amount of nuance when it comes to the patterns that we end up training. In an exercise like archer push-ups, we need to get used to the idea of pushing with straight arms, a very different demand on the shoulders and elbows when compared to the bent arm variations. And in one-arm push-ups, a lot more of the weight is supported by the legs, which have to split to deal with the demand of the exercise. Despite this, one-arm variations add a lot of value when it comes to reducing imbalances across our pushing spectrum, as well as adding diversity into our training. Increasing the lean is another option we can utilize to make push-ups more difficult. By leaning further forward, we increase the angle at which force is driven into the ground, meaning more force is needed to create the same result. And we can do this in two ways, elevating the feet or moving our hands closer to our waistline. With both, we increase the demands on the shoulders, though elevating the feet past a certain point, and we may as well be performing pike push-ups, which not only target the shoulder better, but also have more versatile benefits. By moving our hands further backwards, we take our first steps into planche territory, and actually here, the ceiling for progressing push-ups is insanely high. Finally, we come to the weighted push-up, the first technique that people typically go to make their push-ups harder, though this often falters once we can no longer balance weight onto the back of our shoulders. But by using a weight belt around our chest, not the lower back, and a platform that allows weight to sink past our hands, we really can lift the lid on what we're able to achieve with weighted push-ups. I'd go as far as saying that weighted push-ups are, in my opinion at least, the most underrated exercise amongst calisthenics athletes, and if you don't believe me, try them out for yourself. And the beauty with this and all aspects of calisthenics actually is that we're only limited by our imagination, because all of these progressions are not mutually exclusive. We can combine slowing reps down with adding a unilateral dimension. We can increase weight while also increasing the lean of our push-ups. Don't be too quick to dismiss an exercise because you've completed it, mate, because you might find that you're missing out. Use these techniques to smash up your push-ups, and if you want to incorporate this into a comprehensive workout that will significantly level up your pushing game, then check out this video.